Elena was a quiet soul who found comfort in the language of music. Every evening, after her long days as a librarian, she would sit by her piano and let her fingers glide over the keys. The melodies she played were not just songs, they were conversations with her heart, unspoken words she could never express aloud. Across town lived Adrian, a violinist who performed at small cafes and gatherings. His music was passionate, filled with longing and fire. Though he had many admirers, Adrian always felt something missing, like a note unsung or a lyric left behind. One rainy evening, fate wrote their first verse. Elena, seeking refuge from the storm, ducked into a cafe. There, she heard the tender cry of a violin. The sound pulled at her heartstrings, and for the first time in years, she felt her own silence break. When Adrian finished, Elena shyly approached him. "Your music, it feels like a story I've heard before." Adrian smiled, intrigued by her words. From that night, conversations bloomed, and soon their lives intertwined. Elena invited Adrian to her home, where she nervously played him her piano pieces. To her surprise, he joined in with his violin, and the room filled with harmonies that neither had ever experienced alone. Their music was not just sound, it was soul meeting soul. As weeks turned to months, their bond grew deeper. They performed together in the cafe where they first met. Listeners often said their duets carried an unspoken magic, as if two hearts had found their perfect rhythm. But love is never without challenges. Adrian received an opportunity to travel abroad with an orchestra. It was his lifelong dream, but it meant leaving Elena behind. Torn between ambition and love, he hesitated. On his last night before departure, Elena whispered, "Go, Adrian. The world deserves to hear your music, and no matter where you are, we'll still be playing the same song." Months passed, and though distance separated them, music became their bridge. Elena would play her piano by the open window, and Adrian, thousands of miles away, would write melodies he swore carried her spirit. Letters flowed between them, filled with notes scribbled in margins, like secret love songs. A year later, Adrian returned. At the cafe where it all began, he walked in carrying his violin. As Elena sat at the piano, their eyes met, and without a word, they began to play. The audience fell silent as their music filled the room, richer, fuller, and more alive than ever before. Every note was a promise, every harmony a vow. When the final chord faded, Adrian knelt on stage, holding a small box. "Elena," he said, voice trembling, "our souls have always sung together. Will you let me make this our forever duet?" Tears sparkled in her eyes as she whispered, "Yes." And so, the song of two souls became a symphony of forever, written not in notes alone, but in love eternal.